So let's talk about a car that's way more than just a machine. This is the story of a 25-year journey to SEMA. You know, the single biggest, most important stage in the car world, where the absolute best builders come to make their mark. And this whole thing kicked off with a really simple idea.
And this right here, this is the philosophy that drives this entire story. This quote from the builder, Umair Zubair, isn't just some catchy phrase. Nope, it was the guiding principle behind every single decision on this car, from the first sketch to the final bolt. It's all about having the guts to be different.
So yeah, we're not just looking at some weekend garage project. This is the masterpiece of a true craftsman, a guy who has lived and breathed this world for a quarter of a century. He decided it was time to build his definitive statement for the legendary SEMA show.
To really get a car that's built with this much heart, you have to understand the person who built it. So let's meet the man behind the machine, Umair Zubair.
Okay, get this. By day, Umair is a network and security engineer, but his real passion? He's a builder. He's the founder of Riamu Design. And he doesn't just tweak cars, he completely reimagines them. He sees the potential for perfection where most of us just see a stock car.
And man, this timeline just paints the perfect picture of his journey. I mean, look at this resume. From a Rabbit GTI way back in '84 to multiple SEMA features with an Integra and even a Subaru wagon, of all things. He's even dived into the EV world with Teslas. This is not his first rodeo. It's a long, long history of creating cars that just stop you in your tracks. Talk about credibility.
You know, every truly great build starts with one massive decision: picking the right canvas. And for Umair, this was a very careful, very deliberate process.
So he asked this exact question to his huge network of industry insiders. See, with 25 years of SEMA under his belt, he didn't just guess. He tapped into the collective brainpower of the community to figure out which car had the most potential to make a huge splash.
And the answer came back loud and clear: the BMW G80 M3. But what's really interesting is why. It was like the perfect storm. You had a massive aftermarket for parts, an engine that was just begging to be tuned, that, let's be honest, controversial but super aggressive design, and a computer that tuners absolutely love to work with. The choice was a no-brainer.
And here's the part that just blows my mind. The dedication started way before a single wrench was ever turned. A year and a half. Just think about that. He spent 18 months hunting for this exact, super rare color combination. That's the level of obsession we're talking about here.
All right, he's got the perfect car. Now it's time to drop the battle plan. This was never going to be a let's just see what happens kind of build. It was engineered to take over SEMA from day one.
And this right here, this might be the single most important rule of the entire build. In car culture, fitment, how the wheels and tires sit inside the fenders, is everything. It's the first thing your eyes go to, and it sets the whole attitude of the car. If the car's stance wasn't absolutely perfect, the whole project was a failure in his book. And the blueprint itself was just meticulous. The plan called for a totally unique livery, a crazy aggressive wheel setup on air suspension to nail that perfect stance, a show-quality engine bay, serious horsepower from a custom tune, and a race-inspired interior. Every single piece was planned out with one goal: to own the floor at SEMA.
Okay, now for the fun part. Turning that vision into a metal and carbon fiber reality. This is where we get into the insane effort, the top-shelf parts, and that pressure cooker environment of a high-stakes SEMA build. Pop the hood, and what you see is this perfect mix of beauty and beast. It's got top-tier cooling from CSF and these gorgeous polished intakes for raw performance. And that performance is unleashed with a powerful tune for E85 fuel. But just look at the details. Color-matched parts and custom hardware make this engine bay just as stunning as it is powerful.
And this is how he delivered on that "if it sits wrong, it's wrong" promise. The car's on a full air suspension setup, giving him total control over the ride height, all run by the best management system out there. And those wheels, staggered 20 and 21-inch HRE classics, they're the crown jewels. That's how you get that perfect, can't-look-away fitment.
And then you've got the final pieces that give this car its soul. Inside, it's all business. A stunning roll cage and a high-tech steering wheel. Outside, a full carbon fiber aero kit adds that aggressive edge, and it's all tied together with that one-of-a-kind livery designed by his own brother. It's purposeful, it's mean, and it's totally unique.
But let's be real for a second. It's never this easy.
The SEMA crunch is a legendary rite of passage. It means giving up time with your family, stressing out over parts that show up at the very last second, and pulling all-nighters just to get the car detailed and onto the transport truck. It's a total trial by fire.
So after all the planning, all the stress, and all those sleepless nights, it was time. Time to see if the statement he wanted to make actually landed. This is the car's big debut.
Oh, it landed all right. All that hard work paid off big time, with a prime feature spot right in the heart of the show. And the result was instant. The car was absolutely swarmed with people from the moment the doors opened till they closed, every single day.
And this is the ultimate validation. This was the phrase you heard over and over again from industry vets, from influencers, from fans. It was the proof that the mission was accomplished. In a building packed with incredible cars, Umair had made something that stood completely on its own.
But you know, for true builder, the story never really ends with just one car. It's about legacy, it's about what comes next. And this might just be the most rewarding part of the whole story. This passion project became a family affair. 2 of his sons were right there in the garage with him, spinning wrenches, learning the craft. They're making sure that this builder's legacy is going to continue for another generation. So what's the ultimate dream car for a guy who just built this absolute masterpiece? I love this answer. It's not a specific make or model. For him, it's the process. It's the next challenge. It's the next blank canvas. For a true builder, the journey is the destination.
In the end, this M3 is so much more than a SEMA car. It's proof that if you build with love and passion and you dare to do something different, you can create a true legacy. This whole story started with one builder's vision. And it leaves all of us with a simple question. What statement will your passion make?